Using systems to solve word problems. We have here that the sum of two numbers is 50 and their difference is 14. So we want to represent the two numbers with an x and a y. So that's the first number and y is the second number. And they said the sum of those two numbers will be 50. Well, sum means that we're adding. So if we add those two numbers, we're going to get 50. So we're going to put x plus y equals 50. Now, their difference is 14. So that means when you subtract those two numbers, they're going to give you 14. So I'm going to write down x take away y gives us 14. So x take away y gives us 14. And then, since I have two equations using the same variables, I have a system. And I can solve systems many ways, and I'm going to use the elimination method for this because I have a positive y and a negative y, and if I combine these two, those will cancel. So let's combine. 1x and another 1x gives us 2x's, plus 1y minus 1y cancels, equals 50 and 14 add up to a 64. Now I'm going to take my 2x equals 64. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 in order to get a 1x. So 2 divided by 2 gives us 1x. 64 divided by 2 gives us 32. So I can see that my first number is 32. So since x is 32, the question is 32 plus what is 50? And if I subtract 32 from both sides, we will find that y is going to be 18. And these are my two numbers, 32 and 18. If you add 32 and 18, you'll get 50. But if you subtract them, 32 take away 18, you'll get 14. Okay, next. Okay, solve for the numbers, the number of each coin. You have nickels and quarters, and they total 12 coins. And the value of these coins is $2. So first, I would need to represent nickels and quarters. I'm going to use N and Q. So N stands for how many nickels I have, whereas Q stands for how many quarters I have. And it says that the sum, or the total, should I say, of the nickels and quarters is 12. So if I say N plus Q equals 12, this will be an equation that keeps up with the total being 12. Now, value. Now, typically, when we talk about value of a nickel, we say that every nickel is worth 0.05. So, every time you have a nickel, you multiply it times 0.05 and you got your value of your nickels. Every quarter is worth 0.25. Okay? So you take 0.25 times all the quarters that you have, and that'll give you the value of your quarters. So if you add up the value of all your nickels plus the value of all your quarters, you should get $2. Now, I don't like working with decimals, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all this by 100. And if I multiply this by 100, it looks a lot better. It becomes a 5n plus a 25q and a 200. So I'm going to use this instead of the original 0.05n, 0.25q, and the 2.00. So 5n plus 25q equals 200. Okay, and that's my system. This is for the count of coins, and this is for the value of coins. I'm going to multiply the top equation by a -5 in order to get a -5n, and that'll give me cancellation. So let me get ready. to multiply all this by negative 5. So that changes the top line to a negative 5n plus, or should I say minus 5q, and a negative 60. And I'm going to rewrite my 5n, 25q, and 200 underneath here. 5n, 25q, and 200. And now that I have additive inverses for the n's, I can combine these, and these will be eliminated. So let's do this again. This goes away, and we have 20q. And combine these two, we're going to have 140. Now, I'm going to neglect writing this twice because I want to divide by 20 a little earlier here. So divide by 20, and we have that the number of quarters is going to equal 7. So I have 7 quarters. So if I have 12 coins, and 7 of them are quarters. I have 12 coins and 7 of them are quarters. That must mean 5 of them are nickels. So I'll write here n must equal 5. Next, the rectangle's perimeter is 72. The length is 4 centimeters less than 3 times the width. Find the sides. Well, this is how a rectangle is made. A rectangle is made by having a length here, a width, a second length, and then a second width. So when you find the perimeter and go from here to here to here to here, you take all these together, you're going to actually add up. Your perimeter is going to be adding 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths. So when they say that the perimeter is going to be 72, I know the 72 comes from taking 2 lengths plus 2 widths to get the 72. Furthermore, the length is 4 less than 3 times the width. The length is, we're going to start off with this. Length is, that is represented by L equals, length is. Now, 4 less than 3 times the width. We have to write this backwards because 4 less than is actually what comes at the back. So 4 less than 3 times the width. The 3 times the width is going to be our 3W. That's how we write 3 times the width. But we need 4 less than 3 times the width. So how do you get 4 less than 3 times the width? You put a subtracting 4 behind 3W. And so now I have an L, and I have L as 3W minus 4. So L equals 3W minus 4. Now, I'm going to solve this one by substitution since I have an isolated variable, which is L. And I'll replace the 3W minus 4 for this L right here. So let's put a little separation here. So this will become 2 instead of L, 3W minus 4, the plus, then 2W, and that'll equal 72. Okay. Next, we want to distribute this 2 here across this quantity. So 2 times 3W is going to go 6W, and 2 times negative 4 is going to give us negative 8, plus 2W equals 72. Okay, now let's combine like terms. We have 6W here on the same side as 2W, so same signs add, so we're going to get 8W, bring down the minus 8, and have it equal to 72. Okay, let's raise that a bit. Alright, now I'm going to isolate my W by solve my W by adding 8 to both sides here And this will give me 8W equals 80. And here I'll divide both sides by 8 to get my 1W. And 80 divided by 8 is 10. So my width is 10. Now, what is length? According to this, length is 3 times the width, or 4 less than 3 times the width. So let's find out what 3 times the width is. Let's get a little separation here. So L equals 3 times W minus 4. And so this is going to be 3 times 10 minus 4, which is the width. And this is going to become 30 minus 4. And this is going to become L equals 26. And this will all be centimeters.